What's up? We are live on 3 Live Stream. We got the Bigg Stan and P.A.K show with the wild card. It will just be me and Bigg Stan tonight, fellas. So, how you doing, Bigg Stan?
Hey man, I can't complain. All is well, all is good. How about yourself,
Nice.
P.A.K dog?
Things are good. Things are good. Looks like we got Marcos from M3 Reviews.
M3 in the house, baby.
Yeah.
My man.
Jose A. Caballero, McDJ ACDC.
What up, Jose? What up, Nick DJ?
Pop the Trunk Toys in here. All the
Pop,
usual
pop.
soldiers in here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What up to everybody in the comment section right now? Everybody that's rolling with us, kicking it with us, doing the thing with us. This is for you.
Oh man! In the midst, we're sorry we're late. In the midst of all that, I didn't even get my drink, man. Before we get started, we talk a little bit about your wrestling show. That's going to be coming up real soon. Real soon.
Yes, sir. Next Saturday night at the Redbone Magic Brewery, or should I say the Redbone Magic Brewing Company in Texarkana, Texas. It is once again Southwest Pro Wrestling going live with the Brewery Brawl. That's right. It'll be starting at 6 o'clock for the meet and greet. 7 o'clock, the opening bell will ring. And that's when all the havoc and the mayhem will begin. The semi-main event will be headlined by yours truly, the Super Destroyer, the professional wrestling machine, and the first ever Texarkana wrestling champion. Right here, baby. You see, it's right. The prize will be on the line. Of course, it will be operated and defended by the one and the only Bigg Stan Harris. That's right. It's all going down next Saturday night. The SPW Heavyweight Championship will also be defended. It'll be Jeremy Young defending the SPW Heavyweight Championship against Slam Shady. And I guarantee you it will be a can't miss, must-see event. So if you're anywhere closer to the Texarkana area, if you can, make sure that you are in attendance, because I promise you, you will not want to miss this.
Oh, yeah. Hey, whenever I can get a Bigg Stan, oh yeah, in, I'm definitely gonna do it, baby.
But Mac DJ, yeah, we cover the Louisiana area as well. I've had the pleasure of wrestling in Shreveport, Louisiana. I actually went against Buff Bagwell and the Cowboy Jeremy Young in Shreveport, Louisiana a couple years ago.
The Buff Bagwell?
Yeah, the Buff Bagwell from WCW, former WCW, NWO. He even had a WWF match against Booker T on their first ever Monday Night Raw broadcast when they were integrating WCW with WWE at the time.
We're in a holding pattern. Bigg Stan's froze. Oh, here we go.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
okay.
Oh, and Marcos M3. That's right, brother. That's right. That's what it is right there, baby.
Yeah.
The Texas champion. Every day, all day.
You hear me well? Sounds good?
Man, you sounding real good. How about everybody in the comments? Is everybody in the comments able to hear us okay? We want to make sure everything is on point before we kick this thing off tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Wildcard couldn't be with us tonight, so you're going to be hanging out with us too. And, you know, we miss him, but there ain't nothing wrong with hanging out with us too. We'll see our brother when he gets back. But definitely want to give him a big shout out. Shout out to Wild Card. Can't wait to get back, sir.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The Wild Card.
I will keep the torch lit for you, sir.
And you know, the Wild Card is known for going hard and going live everywhere he goes. So wherever he is right now, I'm pretty sure that he is getting down with the get down.
Hey, you hear it here first. Get down with the get down. Only like Stan can tell it, man. So who did you say your match is up against? Do you know?
I will be going up against the East Texas Outlaw. He's actually a prominent. He's a prominent performer from over at the East Texas Wrestling Alliance, which is another promotion that I work for. You know, pretty regular.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go ahead and get the show started here once Stan pops back in. And
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. But
that's all right.
Yeah, the East Texas Outlaw. He wrestles for the East Texas Wrestling Alliance. Again, that's a promotion that I work for on a regular basis when I'm not working for Southwest Pro Wrestling. People might be familiar with the legendary Black Bart. He's also a part of the creative team over there. He has a lot to do with the administration over at the East Texas Wrestling Alliance. So this will be a really good contest between myself and East Texas Outlaw, being that he's actually a second generation wrestler, you know, from the times of world class championship wrestling. So it'll be a good test for the champ. Let's put it that way. But be rest assured of one thing. I am going in with the drip, and I am leaving out with the drip. I don't care nothing about it being no second generation wrestler, third generation wrestler, fourth generation wrestler, fifth generation wrestler, sixth generation wrestler, seventh generation wrestler. Will make any difference when it comes down to me having to do what I got to do in order to defend the championship for my city and for my people all across the world that supports Bigg Stan Harris. So once again, it will be a good match. I don't put anything past the East Texas Outlaw, but when it's all said and done, BSH is the professional wrestling machine, and we're going to do what we got to do in order to make sure that that championship is right back where it belongs. Right here
there
with us, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. If you don't like that, got 2 words for you. Before we get started, a shout out to Corey Murray. What's up? And Cobra Viper. Glad to see you guys just stopping by, man. How you guys doing? Oracle of Dreams, how you doing?
What up? What up, everybody?
We might have some. We got here.
Man, that's DFS. DFS so sad. Wait a minute. No, DFS sad.
Oh man, hey, my text just went up on screen. Wild Card stormed out of the house with a baseball bat. He got a phone call a few minutes before the start of the show, and whatever was said made him angry, and he left. Oh, I tell you, he gets himself into some stuff sometimes, man.
Wow, that's crazy. We're gonna have to go ahead and check in on Card, man, because that's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what though? He can handle his own. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He'll lay the smack down on your mama if need be, your daddy, your whoever. So don't worry about that. I just want the details. That's for damn sure.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for him, Oracle.
Though, man, you know what I'm saying?
Say what?
That was a little unexpected. Got me spitting out my ice and shit.
Ooh, so it's going to be an interesting night if we're starting out with that, man. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for him. We'll try to get him on text or the phone frequently throughout the night. But
let me go ahead and do what I do, man. I'm going to make sure I punch in a little message in the comment section. I'm going to jump right into the comment section right here, right now, before we go any further. That's what I got to do, because you already know that's what it is and that's what it do when it comes down to the big home.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to work through the chat. All right. I got you. Corey Mary is Cobra Viper. What's up, Cobra Viper? Ain't talked to you in a little bit, but I'll see you on IG. Jump in on a live or something, bro. Uh-oh. So M3 stole wild card's hose. I don't know. You gotta watch out. Oof.
Whoa. Oh man. That's ground for a grudge match right there.
Oh. Hey. Oh, DFS, man. What's up, baby? See you in the trap, boy. Yeah. M3, put the boots to it. All right. While you're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cranked off.
Yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do, baby.
You know what it's time for?
Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah, you know, everybody in the chat knows what time it is. Bigg Stan knows what time it is. It's time to roll the fucking tape, baby. Woo!
Get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get into this biography review of the Ultimate right here, of the Ultimate Warrior right there.
I'm pointing the wrong way. My bad. I got to learn how to get.
Yep, you got to throw it backwards.
Yeah, exactly. The Ultimate Warrior.
All right, so as every episode fires off, you know, they kind of give some background to the man and how he kind of grew up. Do you have any kind of thoughts on the opening portion of the show?
Yeah, before I get started on that, y'all know how we do, man. We kind of bleed over from the previous episode.
Yes, sir, my bad.
Here was some details that I missed out on that I want to go ahead and put out there from last week's episode. I just want to mention all of D-Generation X that wasn't mentioned in last week's segment. Starting with China, the late great China, Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I gave those people, those performers, their due respect. You know what I'm saying, and their recognition before we go into tonight's special edition of the Bigg Stan P.A.K show with the wild card wherever he may be.
Yeah, we may bleed off into some other areas tonight, just for a little extra content, because we could be bringing, be looking out for a show coming up in the future called the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Bigg Stan, P.A.K, and the Wild Card. So we're going to be bringing you some events. We're going to be focusing in on some of them pockets that we'd like to talk about. This is basically on this show just a review of the episode, and there's so many things that we like to get into. Because when you just said New Age Outlaws, I'm like, your ass better call somebody. I love the New Age Outlaws.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're bringing you that podcast in the future and really, get some stuff fired off. More retro than anything else, but I will let Bigg Stan and Wild Card, if they got some new action going on, we can maybe sprinkle that in, put that in with the sauce too. But for the most part, it will be retro. So
you definitely got to have the sauce, baby.
Okay, as we go on, put in the chat your favorite Ultimate Warrior moment. Go ahead and put that in the chat. All right. Like I was saying, do you have any kind of thoughts on the beginning, his life kind of story?
Man, I have heard about the Ultimate Warrior's beginnings, with his childhood prior to the biography, being that I'm a huge Ultimate Warrior fan, but I didn't know to the detail. You know what I'm saying? Like how that actually played a huge part in everything. It's like this biography definitely made me see the Ultimate Warrior in a different light, as far as what actually had him driven to become as great as he did.
Yeah. We got a question for you here from the chat. Bigg Stan, do you have a website to buy t-shirts?
No, not at the moment, but you can always message me either on Facebook or Instagram. Are you on Instagram or Facebook by any chance, MacD?
If he's on Instagram, he is not friending me. So I don't think he is, but get on Instagram, McDJ. Do it.
If not, inbox, send me an email at bsh870@gmail.com.
If you would like to exchange information, put that out there. I can make that happen if y'all want to exchange information.
Yeah, because we've got the sauce for you, baby. We've got the drip. We've got it for you.
Oh, let me see that shirt. Let me see that shirt.
As a matter of fact, I believe this is yours right here, Pack Dog. Yeah, this is yours. This is actually yours. It's going to be going out tomorrow. But
no way. No way. Oh man. I want to wear it every day, but it's black, so I'm gonna have to wear it on special occasion, my bro.
Well, I've got the color versions with red, the Monday Night Red edition, and the Friday Night Blue as of right now. But I've got one more design that's gonna play off of this that I'm gonna do. That's coming up. It'll be another limited edition. Okay. It'll have the gold. It'll be gold. And the back of it will say, instead of "Beware of the Champ." Hold on a minute. It'll have the champ X'd out, and it'll have drip written over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the other shirts handy. I know you have red, black, and is there a blue? Have I seen blue?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How much of them shirts cost, sir?
They're 25 shipped. I don't. If it's more than $5 to ship, I just cover the shipping. But altogether, $25 will get you one shipped straight to your door, baby.
Yeah, not to the street, not to some jabroni's house, but to your house, and you can have a piece of the champ up on you. Yes, sir. Now, let's go ahead. We had some questions here while we're talking about his early beginnings. Cobra Viper says Macho Man is this dude. We did him, I think, 3 weeks ago. We did the Macho Man 2 or 3.
Right. Yeah,
you can go
man.
back.
Shout out to the Macho Man always.
Yeah, you can go back and check that out. Corey Mary, aka Cobra Viper.
Man, hey, DFS. I just ran across DFS last weekend on Kaz's live stream. Hey, that's a cool dude, man. Hey, again, DFS. If you can hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the gram at BSH_man_K. If not, email me at bsd870@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you do not have any of those particular platforms, DFS, me and you do communicate on Discord. If you did not get that address, send me a message and I will send you his email address. I haven't seen DFS on Instagram. I don't actively go on out. I kind of let that stuff come to me. So I am sorry if I missed you, but I have not seen you on there. I would recommend to anyone. I keep a small pocket. It's just basically my friends. I don't put a lot of extra stuff on there. It's just for me to keep in close contact with the friends and the subscribers. So, and it's a great platform for that. And fuck Facebook.
Right. Yeah, I wish I could say that, but I gotta try to hit all the outlets. You know what I'm saying? But
that's me. That's not my man over here. I speak for myself. I don't use that outlet. Bigg Stan does. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, I don't really care for it other than the network and to interact with everybody that's getting at me, you know, for whatever. I mean, I mainly stay within the range of hobbies and collectibles and professional wrestling, whatever, stuff like that. I try to stay out of the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, you need to definitely need to.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's not. I feel like I'm wasting my time with that. You know, to try to be nice about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. When he did Pop the Trunk Toys says when the Ultimate Warrior destroyed Honky Tonk. I liked the Honky Tonk when I was a kid. I thought his gimmick was pretty cool, and yeah, that was a pretty nice moment. And I thought they did give that a little bit of shine on the gimmicks. So appreciate that. We'll get caught up in the chat while we're going through the early beginnings.
Yeah, that was hip hop. That was a big moment. That was you know, very instrumental and career defining for the Warrior, you know, because I mean, despite Honky Tonk's gimmick, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, some people found it funny, which it was Honky Tonk was a hell of a performer. But for the Warrior to get that rub, you know what I'm saying, and be able to you know, go over on Honky Tonk that night, that was actually something that really catapulted Ultimate Warrior to the next level.
Yeah. M3. Oh, here. There we go. They're talking about China in the chat a little bit ago. I'm gonna get caught up, fellas. So sorry for being behind. Once I get caught up, we're gonna get on this again. DFS. I call it climbing the mountain, says DFS. Oh, you did mention casual toy collectors weekend chat, how you found DFS on there. Yes, his chat is definitely all about community. If nobody knows about that, they're watching this later. Casual toy collector. He does streams Friday and Saturday nights. They usually last all fucking night.
Yeah, that's all night. That's a hell of a hangout.
So he keeps it open. If you want to jump in there and chop it up with him and Bruce Banner, they'd be fire. So go over there and check them out.
Banner, baby.
When you go over there, you tell them, Pack, Bigg Stan sent you. What's up, Memo 224? Okay, McDJ. Oh hell, McDJ says, "Oh hell yeah, I'm getting a shirt." Shirts are sick. You're definitely right, DFS. DFS says he will get a hold of me on Discord for that, fella. I think we have froze. We are in a hold pattern. We're in a hold pattern till Bigg Stan comes back. I'll go back and watch.
Okay, I went out for a minute. You were saying DFS said what now?
He'll hit me up on Discord to make sure you guys can exchange them emails.
That's what's up. Yeah, I appreciate that, DFS. Man, yeah, DFS got some sick transformers, man.
There's a lot of sick stuff. A lot of community has. I think I need to scale back a little bit there, brother, myself. I'm not sure what you mean by that, McDJ. Let's see. I think we're just about caught up. Memo. I loved Honky Tonk 2 was badass. Casual's the bomb. I'm here from Casual. Casual's there from me, baby. To all those who know where we started from. If you don't know, learn.
Now you know.
Go ahead.
So I said, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, it's time to get learnt. Learnt. It's a word and it's not a word. Learnt. So yeah, kind of basically like we see a lot of the wrestlers from that era grew up hard, had family issues going on, got into the bodybuilding scene. I do remember being a kid how that was pretty prominent. Speaking of bodybuilders, what up, Marcos? That chain's looking a little big, bro. I think you're taking some links out of it, though. Oh, hey, I love Marcos to death, man. Got to bust his balls from time to time. So, the whole bodybuilding thing, do you remember that, Bigg Stan, in the 80s?
Oh, most definitely, man. Bro, I remember coming into knowing about professional wrestling, that actually being one of the most intriguing things, you know, was to see these guys with these massive physiques, you know, like they were just chiseled out of stone or ice or whatever you want to call it, man. I mean, you know, it really inspired me to want to have a physique and, you know what I'm saying, be ripped and cut and whatever, you know what I'm like. I wanted to look like those guys were looking, you know, the Ultimate Warriors and Stings and Hogan's and Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat, Lex Luger, you know, any of those guys, the Booker T's, Butch Reed, you name it, Ron Simmons, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that was just really, again, that was one of the biggest selling points for wrestling during the 80s, you know, when we were kids. I mean, because you had so many different other marketable properties, you know, that put out that type of image as well, you know, with your superheroes and, you know, like He-Man and things like that. So all of that stuff just pretty much went together, if you just think about it.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, maybe jumping over a little bit, but I like to hit the beginning, then I like to jump into the parts we want to talk about. We don't necessarily have to do the show in any order. So from here on out, we're going to let it fly how we want to. It was really hard.
I can't leave out the Von Erichs, man. Like Kerry, Kevin Von Erich, they had some pretty good physiques too. So, you know, I'm just trying to throw some nostalgia out there for everybody to catch a hold to while I'm thinking about it.
Can I also say, he named his children some badass names. One of them was Indiana, and the other one, I can't remember it, but they're badass names. Indiana Warrior. I'm like, that's tight, man. That chick ain't to be messed with. But I do appreciate the episodes where they bring the family in. You know, the family goes through a lot, so we definitely don't want to throw any shade on any family or any light of any of that. So I hope we can talk about the way it needs to be done and in a respectful format. So he can be put in that light as y'all remember him by.
Cobra Viper, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for the props on my ball cap, man. I was trying to have as much Ultimate Warrior, I guess I would say Ultimate Warrior type sauce going on with the colors. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to go with something loud, and vibrant for the day, in respect of the Warriors. So I appreciate you for recognizing that.
Cobra Viper, aka Corey Mary. I'm gonna hit it all night long with that, aka brother. That's another good point. I like to come right into, man. I'm a Gen Xer, so raised in the 80s. I don't remember a lot about the 70s. I lived through quite a bit of it, but and when you bounced up into the 90s, it was all about the colors. The colors,
Yeah.
boy. And I'm still about the colors, man. I like my things bright still, so I'm still from that generation. So
Yeah.
for sure,
I
man.
definitely had to kick the Ultimate Warrior vibe tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We got going on here. So yeah, his persona, how he wore his tassels and all that, and the colors were very eye-catching. I do want to say for myself though, it was hard for me to really get a locked-in type bead with him on his fan base because he was in and out so much, and I didn't know why as a kid. But when you watch it, and just as we go through, I already knew some of the stuff, but when you watch it, you understand why he was in and out. You know what I mean? As a kid, I was always like, why has he not had that like 5 to 7 year consistent run?
Mm-hmm.
When you're a kid like that, we didn't have the internet and shit to just blare it all out there, put it on blast, man. We didn't know, man. Shoots were shoots, and works were shoots to me. You get what I'm saying?
That definitely, and that's the
Yeah.
way it should be. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're talking about the Von Erichs, man. You can't talk. There's so many people you can't talk about wrestling without talking about the Von Erichs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go get a drink. So we got here. So I know Ultimate Warrior is one of your dudes, man. Take that spotlight a little bit, Bigg Stan, with what you got to say with Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah, I got it, man. Go ahead and do your thing. I'll just start out by saying, when I first discovered the Ultimate Warrior, being a part of the Blade Runners tag team, along with another one of my favorites, which was none other than the man called Sting. It was ironic that both of those guys started out together, and ended up going their own way, and still both of them ended up being successful in their respective companies. Sting being WCW, and again, the Ultimate Warrior going to the WWF at the time, excuse me, and becoming just, overly successful. He became iconic in his own right. The thing about when I first experienced these guys, I knew that they were going to be something if they stuck with it. Even though I was as young as I was, I could just recognize the talent, and everything. And when the Warrior went to world class in Dallas, and he became the Dingo Warrior, it just took him to another level, so much to where I didn't even realize he was a part of the Blade Runners with Sting. But one of my buddies in school at the time when we was in elementary, they brought it to my attention. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, and it just lets you know how he was able to reinvent himself good enough to become the Dingo Warrior. And then you've seen, as time went on, you've seen him sort of come into becoming the Ultimate Warrior. Once you could tell he was starting to catch fire with the persona that he was going with, and of course it led him to go to the WWF. And once he did that, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time, you know.
Oh, got some shit talk, got some trash talking going on in the chat. I'm a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, gangsta
Man,
stalking, gangbanger.
Marcos is getting real consistent. You think about it, last week he tore it up on the chats. He tore it up real good on the chats. This week, he's back. He's back with some more.
Oh yes. Hey,
Marcos has been getting funky like a monkey. All
shout
right.
out to the M3 household.
There's
Gangbanger.
no other way to put it, man. Marcos is lighting it up on these chats, bro.
Hey, Marcos lights it up on whatever he does, man. But like I said, don't be afraid to bust his balls. Don't be afraid to put some balls in the chat.
Cobra Viper saying, that's why Macho was his dude. Yeah, Macho and the Ultimate Warrior were really similar in a lot of ways, actually. And they were actually a tag team there for a time. They were the Ultimate Maniacs, you know, and that was, yeah, and which quite naturally that's just something that should have happened, you know, given their personalities and everything. They were able to feed off each other really well. And yeah, that's one of those obscure moments, you know, that I like to try to touch on. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah. McDJC says my favorite memory of the Warrior was when was a child in the early 80s. Our dad used to wrestle with my brother and myself in the den as kids. My dad was the Giant, brother Hogan, and me the Warrior. So there you go, man. That's right.
As a matter of fact, in elementary, my third grade year, during the Halloween costume party or whatever it was, man, I remember taking me some tennis shoe laces, you know what I'm saying, and wrapping them up around my arms, tying them up around my arms, getting me some face paint, painting my face, you know, like the Dingo Warrior at the time, because he was still in world class. You know, and I had the long curly hair going on, so put my hair, like put my little ponytail in the back, and I was ready for whatever in the third grade. And then in my ninth grade year, my freshman year in football, when we were playing for our undefeated season, I remember our final game. I took the whatever the black stuff that you can put under your eyes or whatever, took all of that and made the Warrior pattern on my face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I got down just like that for my ninth grade year.
Shout out to the this is the first time I've seen this gentleman in the show. What is up, Kevin's Toy Life? Glad to see you're here, sir.
Kevin's Toy Life, welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, once a member of the show, always a member. Life. Let's see.
Yes, he was. He was great in WCCW. Kevin's Toy Life. You're absolutely right, brother.
We'll see you later, Memo 224. Thanks for coming in.
All right, Memo.
Let's see. Hold on just a second. But we kind of go. I noticed how him and Sting were together and had to split. And I kind of, when you see that, you kind of just start thinking and noticing the career trajectories from both individuals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sting is still going. You know, and you know, the Ultimate Warrior did struggle with some things. We all struggle with stuff. And I know he had some bouts there with Vince and the things that he believed, and he thought that he should be on the same level as Hogan. And some people will say, you know, oh, well, if he could have sold the business differently, or if he could have been a little differently. If he would have sold the business differently, if he'd have been any different, there would never been an Ultimate Warrior.
Absolutely.
Even though his run wasn't really long compared to a lot of legends, he may never even have existed if he didn't have that chip, if he didn't have those things that were his, that was about him. You know what I mean? So when you look back and you say, oh, whatever, could have done this or could have done that, well, maybe if you changed some things, it wouldn't have gone the way it did, and it wouldn't have been as you wouldn't have made it. I'm an advocate for if you're very good at what you do. All right, you may be a little conceited, a little arrogant. Keep doing you. Eventually, you'll get there. Don't change too much. If you got that, um, if you got that will, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not any different when it comes down to the way I see things and the way that I want to project things to the public. And I'm just not one of those kind of guys that wants to just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just give me anything and expect for me to do something with it. It doesn't work that way for me. I got to be able to see some success or see an actual point or something that's going to make sense out of whatever I do, for it to reflect on me. Put it that way. It's
Right.
not, it's like, I'm not going to go out there and do a wrestling performance that's gonna make me look, or should I say, go against what I stand for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, to me, it's not worth it. I mean, I've done things to earn my way in the world of professional wrestling, in the sport of professional wrestling, as far as paying my dues and things like that. But as far as going out and just doing something detrimental to my character as a person, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not me. I'll never be able to to go on, like I should. I won't be able to live with myself, if I'm just accepting any and everything, there's that some people want you to be able to do in order to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And the Warrior was the same way. The Warrior, he had to make sure he was doing him.
Go ahead, Big Stan.
All right, I got it. But yeah, so like Pac was saying, that's what makes the Warrior who he is. Because he paved his own road. And that's what makes superstars superstars. You know what I'm saying? And he was definitely a superstar. He was a legend. He was an icon. He was ahead of his time. And he was that way because he was able to carve his own path. He had what it took in order to carve his own path. So when it's like that, it's just best to let it rip, because we're gonna get a hell of a payoff at the end when it's like that.
Yeah. Like, I tell you something, I was glad to see. I was glad to see Shane McMahon in this biography, because my big pocket of wrestling. Yeah, I watched some growing up as a kid, but my big pocket is the '96 to 2005 era. Like, I didn't miss much at all during that time, and yeah, I wish we could see Shane O'Mac a little bit more, man, because I mean, how can you, dude? He had one of the best entrances, just fire ass entrances, dude.
Definitely.
Here come the money, dude. It was bad. I enjoyed watching him wrestle.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Shane O'Mac. Hey, everybody knows by now, especially like the fans of today. Everybody knows by now, man. Shane O'Mac. If there was any doubt about him being legit when he first came into the mix back in the 90s, all of that doubt has been completely erased and pretty much forgotten about. Vince McMahon's son, of all people, if you were back in the day, you would be like, he can't be worth two shits. You know what I'm saying? But Shane O'Mac turned out to be one of the most legitimate performers in the business. Very well respected for very good reason.
Yeah, I think that's very important that you put that on his name, performer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he can
that's
hold his own. He can
yeah.
hold his own. And Vince, even Vince could, you know, when he's got to get in the ring and do what he's got to do. I mean, you can't take nothing from Vince either. You know.
It was funny when you went from that time period to where Vince wasn't what he was, and then all of a sudden he was all swole and wrestling in the
Right,
ring.
right.
I was
Yeah.
like, um, and that comes to the point where we're kind of talking about the steroid use. It's a common theme amongst several of these shows are talking about. Um, I mean, at least they're not shying away from it. You know,
Right.
it was a thing like they were talking about back in the 80s. It was legal. I'm not sure in the entire 80s, I think, but it was legal. And then it was interesting how when everything come to light and then he had to go through the legal processings, how the wrestlers did change. You had the Bret Hart, you had the Shawn Michaels, different sort of physiques. And I didn't even think about that. I don't think it took away from any notoriety that Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels got. You know, well, let's just throw out some smaller type individuals with smaller frames a bit, because that way we're not so, you know, because the whole idea was bodybuilders and steroids went hand in hand, these big guys, so they kind of try to get away from that. I think maybe even if they gave those guys a shot without the steroids happening, those guys would still be able to shine amongst the
Oh,
giants. You know, they
yeah.
did. I'm just saying, if that Vince and the company actually went toward that, like, hey, let's try to separate ourselves from these bigger guys a little bit in the steroid usage, I
Mhm.
still think those guys come along and they still whoop ass and they still grab titles.
Yeah, because it was, you know, it's still got to be wrestling at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Mr. WrestleMania.
yeah, I pride myself on being able to wrestle. You know what I'm like? Everything else is cool to be able to talk the noise and to be able to, you know, flash the championships and all of that. Have whatever support and notoriety, recognition, but I pride myself on being able to wrestle. I can actually do wrestling moves, wrestling holds, all of that, even if I don't incorporate it very much in my matches. You know what I'm saying? Because I mostly rely on a lot of brawling and things like that, a lot of slams and power moves. But I, at the end of the day, prefer wrestling. I like a good wrestling match. You know what I'm saying?
Every wrestler has a bag of tricks he'll go to. You know, when I think of Triple H, I think of the Luthez. Wait a minute, sorry, Stone Cold, the Luthez press.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, you think about the oh, what was that move they did that was originally kind of? It was Harley Race did it a lot. What move was that? Damn it!
The knee lift.
Yeah, the face buster, the face buster.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. No, spine buster.
Yes,
That was,
sorry.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
double A actually.
I
But
thought but anyway, like if you have to have a certain. Do you have a certain pocket of tricks that you like to? You know, but in the show, you're like, okay, we know Stan's hitting this, and you know you're going to be hitting that. What is your Super Nintendo a la Mortal Kombat ABCAX moves?
uh, you just almost every match you're going to see what I call a super guillotine leg drop and the atomic elbow and their combination. Like I'll hit the leg drop and then I'll turn right back around and come back with the going with the elbow. You know what I'm saying? Which again is can be considered like power moves or whatever. Of course you're gonna get suplexes, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
unless
put
a
them
guy
up in the
just,
air for sure.
yeah, well, I do the German suplex, the belly suplex, the vertical suplex, fisherman suplex. Well, that was actually my finisher for a while, was the fisherman suplex, aka the perfect plex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So for a long time, he wasn't getting along with Vince. Um.
Mhm.
I think Vince said a lot of the wrestlers get lost in the character and can't separate. I, in my opinion, that's what needs to be done. And I mean, if like Vince, it sounded like in the show, and I hadn't heard this before, but it sounded like Vince groomed him and had an idea for him, and it was basically Vince's. He found this guy and had an idea because usually they'll talk about how, what is it? Damn it, when the brainstorming team comes up with names for people, they said in the biography.
Yeah, the creative team.
Yeah, the creative team. Sorry, goddamn words are eluding me tonight. I'm very sorry about that, but shit happens. Creative usually comes up with names, and they're usually junk, so it's usually up to the wrestler most of the time to come up with his shtick and his angle. And they said in the biography that was all Vince Ultimate Warrior. That was his idea, his path, his plan. And I did think it was interesting that it did seem like him and Shane were friends. Like, break bread together, stuff like that. So, a lot of people he touched. I know he went through some hard times after, he wasn't wrestling in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times do people do something, they're really good at it, and all of a sudden it's not there no more? They said, I remember his wife saying on the biography that he was into talk radio and letting that play all the time. A man who's really good at something and is constantly up here with how can I make it better? How can I make it better? When you take that thing he's been doing away forever, you're struggling to find that thing thing that keeps you engaged, the thing that keeps the lights bright up here. You know what I mean? So you can see that he was just trying to find that path. I don't know a lot of the insides or not, and I don't claim to, but you know what I mean? A lot of people in a lot of fields are really good. They just struggle afterwards.
Yeah, and to go back on and touch on what he said about when he actually defeated Hogan for the WWF Championship, he said it was like the next day or so he was already questioning what's next. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once you do something at the magnitude that he did it, hell, he was right. Like, you can just about, it's almost like a construction job with wrestling, just depending, you can just about work yourself out of a job once you've gotten so high up. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, so really everything was pretty much on life support after he defeated Hogan, because that was the pinnacle of his career in all actuality.
Yeah, I mean, he got in there, and there's a lot of beef and a lot of animosity with his peers and the other wrestlers because so many of them paid dues for so long. And he came in pretty fast. And when he body slammed Andre Giant, I mean, everybody, as a kid, you saw it, you heard about it, you knew it, and it was like, oh man, here he comes. This guy's coming for Hogan.
Yeah, you knew there was only one way he could go from there.
Sometimes I watch his shows and I wonder why Hogan's not on these, because obviously they only chose 8. I get it. Or I get that you can't have everybody, but Hogan is in everything. He's in most all these, so it's very surprising to me that he wasn't chosen one. So I'm sure maybe
perhaps
some of
do a season 2.
I don't know. I guess everything depends on ratings. Like when you say he was like, "What's next?" I just won the title. And what's next? I think that comes with anything that you do that you want to make something decent or do something decent. People out there may be watching the show and they may not like it. They may come across there. They may say, "I don't like it." You know what? Maybe one day I can create something that you do like. So we're always striving to make something a little bit better. That's why we got ideas going. I got ideas going on different fronts. Got the comic show. I got the let me say it again, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Bigg Stan P.A.K and the Wild Card. So we'll hope that if there's some areas that you want to improve on, maybe we can hit up on them and we can bring you something that you enjoy. But yeah, it's always on to the next thing. You can't stand on your laurels and you got to keep moving. Like I know you don't stop. You don't ever stop. You're going 24/7. Let's see. Um, but hold pattern. You back?
I'm back.
Okay. Um, so to put some finishing words, whatever you want to go ahead and say, because I know Ultimate Warrior is one of your faves. So if there's something else you want to get in here, we got a little bit of time left. So I want to make sure that you touch on everything you wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, despite whatever controversies that he encountered, and the things that a lot of people try to put out there to overshadow what he did in wrestling, you cannot ignore the fact that Ultimate Warrior was one of those essential characters and personas in wrestling. People can say whatever they want negative about the man, but I got him. I understood him probably more than a lot of the other wrestlers, a lot of the other characters. I was able to lock in on him early, and it was for a good reason. And I'm glad that we were blessed to have an Ultimate Warrior to give us that option, give us another outlook on things. You know what I'm saying? Because he was very motivational, very inspirational, and you could actually learn a lot from a character like that. He had a lot of content out there for people that was needing enlightenment on just life in general. He was always working. I admired that about him, and of course that lit a fire in me. Guys like the Warrior, that had that work ethic about him, just constantly going, constantly doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he was, he was always working, and he always let his gears turn. He wanted to continue to put things out there that was, on his mind and on his heart, that he wanted to put out in the world. So I think that when people can stop picking him apart for the negative, because it's always so easy to bring forth and put the negative out on the table, but he was actually a good example for wanting to conquer life and conquer the world, and again, I'm just glad that I was able to be around and to witness the power of the Ultimate Warrior. Again, he was remarkable. He was an artist, in many ways, and he was
that's exactly how I look at these gentlemen, artists,
yeah.
actors, athletes, professionals. You know what I mean? Just hitting the marks. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
He
make it.
just did it his own way. And it was good that he ignored the criticism, and I know that's hard. I deal with it every day. I'm gonna tell you, I deal with it, because I'm different. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to be able to have to coexist with those around you, so many around you that don't necessarily understand you or what it is that you stand for.
Yeah.
So I got the utmost respect for him, overall.
Yes. I want to thank you, DFS, for those words. DFS says, got to thank Pack and Bigg Stan for doing the show. My father used to be a dick whenever I watched wrestling, so getting all this now is just as important to me as when I missed it.
Right on, man. I'm glad we were able to provide this for you and all of those that are like you that tune in. I'm just hoping that I'm doing a good enough job, to keep you guys wanting to, just keep you wanting to come back and continue to check us out, man, because I have really enjoyed doing this, and I want us to keep on being able to get together on these days that we can and hang out and just discuss wrestling.
Yep.
I'm really glad to know that you're getting what you're getting out of it, man. That inspires me to keep trying to do it.
That also wants me to come out and give a shout out to Trey Maddock. I don't know if you are following him. If you guys are following each other back and forth. Artistic Trey Maddock.
Yeah, Trey Maddock, my man. What's happening, brother?
He hits me up not long after we first started doing these, like maybe the second or third show. He's like, man, you're bringing me back. You're bringing me back to them good times. I find myself going back and watching the matches. And I think things are kind of dim for some of us older wrestlers. I don't want to throw a lot of shade on the new stuff, but it's lost. And, man, it's like, wish we could get that back. And there's so many things that will never come back. So just like people that have left us and aren't here no more, we can keep their memory alive. And just like the things that we used to love and we still love, we can keep those memories alive.
That's what it's about for someone like us, man. People like us, brother. That's, it's to me, it's just to bring a vibe. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to bring a vibe of what it was like, more or less, during our time, when that was what we had. You know what I'm saying? Now, the new stuff, it's okay. I'm not knocking it, but I just feel like it's probably for the modern day fans. I do still tune in and try to catch as much of the new stuff. I try to be as involved, like on Facebook. That's one of the things that I do is try to let the fans of today and just the dedicated fans that's been around. I try to let them know, hey, I'm still checking it out. I'm still, rolling with it and everything. But, as an actual fan, if you're really a fan of it, you'll never just completely get out of it. You won't never really lose your interest. You just like how you are, Pat. You prefer the old school stuff. My man Dare 2727 here on YouTube, who's a Transformers enthusiast and aficionado out in Georgia, man. He's the same way. He prefers the old school, and I get it. I get why, because that was really the groundbreaking stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's harder for these newer guys to actually outdo the older stuff right now. To be honest, that's how good it was.
Like McDJ says in the chat, before I get to this, I want to say Cobra Viper, aka Corey Mary, or vice versa. Their family just had a new child, baby,
wow.
And he says, "I'm here with the baby." And congratulations to him, man. Good times in your life, man. Enjoy, sir. Family is very important. I'm sure you understand that. Good times, man, and congratulations to you, sir.
Most definitely.
McDJ says, every show, like I told you, shameless plug again, for the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Bigg Stan P.A.K and the Wild Card, I take there's so much that we already know that we're going to cover, but there's some things in the chat that I kind of highlight on and I write down for later. Things like, McDJ says, look at charisma. Today, wrestlers are in shape but cannot act, perform, my opinion. That's another, I'm going to write that down. It's a pocket and it's a thing that we can discuss. And, we can chop it up amongst each other. We can have different opinions. We can believe different things. And at the end of the day, we can still be friends. We can still enjoy camaraderie. Different opinions are welcomed. Just be respectful as you bring it to the table.
Yeah, I just feel like, man, this is our hangout. This is gonna be where we do our thing for wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I decide to come up with for the BSH Live YouTube channel, so be it. I mean, but either way, we're all gonna still be under the same umbrella, man, for what we do, whether it's professional wrestling, whether it's action figure collecting, comics, sports, whatever. I mean, cars. Everybody knows, man. We all pretty much like the same thing. So it's just our hangout. You know what I'm saying? Whoever has time to get in here with us, man, and we just get away from the everyday. You know what I'm saying? And we just come in here and chill and just have a good time discussing and reminiscing. People need that. We need that. One thing, me and my lady, man, we can sit up and talk about stuff. She might not know certain things that I'm enlightening her on from just back in the day, and it's like brand new to her, but just the reaction that I get from her to know that you know what I'm saying is enlightening.
Shout out to Bigg Stan's lady.
And right
How you
on,
doing, ma'am.
Right on.
Definitely.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, and she was saying she didn't want to chime in because she was afraid she was gonna get a shout out. She got one anyway.
We get it. Hey, if you real, you get the shout outs. And let me tell you, Bigg Stan household and fam is real.
Right on, man. The same for you and your family, Marcos. Everybody that I've come across, man, the wild card, Pop the truck. Everybody that's rolling with us, man. Everybody here is, from what I can see, man, is just authentic, 100%, all the way live individuals. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about.
I know I said something before. I don't want to put you on the spot, Cobra Viper, aka Corey Mary. He actually gets to spend every day with his child, and that's an amazing thing because a lot of times work deprives us of those moments. I worked 14 hours, 12 to 14 hours for 20 years consistently. I missed a lot of what happened with my son. But once again, there was that my drive was so locked in. I was beating out people who were wrenching for years just because of my drive, but that did suffer. I did miss a lot of those things. So big shout out to him. That's awesome what you're getting to experience, sir.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And we do want to thank everything else. We got a couple more words we're going to say, but what I'm going to say is, okay, everyone knows that The Rock is the people's champ. Okay. Now, next week, this one I've been waiting for a long time.
Boy.
Mick Foley. Mick Foley, I take nothing away from The Rock. I enjoy The Rock. He is a consummate professional entertainer. But Mick Foley has always been my people's champion. Dude, he was just like one of us. Just getting in there. Fucking chopping it up, man. And that's it, man. Bang, bang.
That's it. Bang, bang. Man, I'm going to wait. I can't wait. Hey, because I'm telling you, I've got some stories that I can remember from back in the day watching Mick Foley, a.k.a. Cactus Jack on WCW. And it's just crazy how all these wrestlers that they are highlighting on these biographies, man, are just like top favorites. And I'm glad that I'm able to just get in here sometimes and improvise with certain things that I can recall from actually watching them back in the day. Stuff that I know that it might enlighten some of the viewers and everything. So I can't wait to tell this one particular thing, is one element from Mick Foley's WCW run that's gonna probably have y'all rolling when it's all said and done, man. I'm telling you, that's how good he was.
Hey,
but yeah, I can't wait to cover Mick Foley as well.
Hey, you and Wild Card, you may need to set aside a couple hours because we're gonna have to cover chat. We're gonna have to cover some live things going with us, and we're gonna have to burn it down with Mick Foley.
Let's see. It'll be next Monday. This one here will be for next Monday, right?
No. Did you say you're wrestling? You're wrestling next weekend, not this one, correct?
Yeah, it'll be next weekend, June 5th.
June 5th.
Again, at the Red Bone Magic Brewery or Red Bone Magic Brewing Company in Texarkana, Texas. Southwest Pro Wrestling presents the Brewery Brawl, featuring none other than the professional wrestling machine, the Super Destroyer, and the first ever Texarkana wrestling champion. That's right, the man with the drip, baby. All right.
Forget it. Don't forget it.
Baby. It's all about the drip. All right. Don't get it twisted. It's all about the drip. It's all about the most coveted prize. All right. This is the most coveted prize. Now, when I become the heavyweight champion in the future, whenever that time comes, brother, then that's when the Southwest Pro Wrestling heavyweight title will become the most coveted prize. But for now, daddy, this right here, the drip. Okay, this is what the wrestling fans are talking about right now, right here. All right, this is the title. This is the championship. This is the gold. This is the most important element that is being featured at Southwest Pro Wrestling. You know why? Because I am the title holder. I am the champion. All right. I am the man. I am the operator. Okay. Of this right here. When you are the owner and the operator, then and only then does your championship become the drip. You get what I'm saying? All right. Hey. I'm sorry, brother. I messed around there. I got locked in.
No apologies, my guy. No apologies. That you can get as many promos as you like, sir. You have earned them and deserve them. Before we go off, I'm gonna give some ending remarks about what happened on the show. But
please do.
Who is the current heavyweight champ for Texarkana?
The current Southwest champion, Southwest Pro Wrestling champion, is the Cowboy Jeremy Young.
Okay,
so he's actually been featured in WWE during the mid 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. He was trained by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Okay, I mean, he's been over in Japan. He wrestles all throughout the South, you know, and he's a very legitimate and capable heavyweight champion, not taking nothing away from it.
Yes, that would be my point, is what I want to say. I want to give some props to him. Congratulations to you, sir. I know, make sure I won't put, if you ever get in the ring with my guy, I'm rooting for my guy, but I definitely want to shout you out and give you some, make sure you get that respect you deserve.
Right on. We also have Terry Bam Bam Gordy's daughter, Miranda Gordy, who's been featured on SWE in Dallas. She's been recently featured on SWE. She'll be making her SPW debut next Saturday. So you know, just to throw that out there as well. Yeah, she's just been recently featured on YouTube on SWE. I think her and Lacey Von Erich, Carrie Von Erich's daughter, they had a little encounter about a month or so ago. If you want to go on the SWE YouTube channel and check that out, she's featured on there. So yeah, man, you know, we just picking up steam, picking up speed around here in Southwest Pro Wrestling.
And shout out to Dr. X. What's up?
Oh yeah, my man, the greatest mind of professional wrestling, my soul brother, my number one soul brother, Dr. X.
He will be in
the house next week with the professional wrestling machine, doing what he does best, and that's making sure that business is getting handled and business is going to be good. And you can take that to the bank.
Hey, man, I need to chop it up with Dr. X, bro. That's one thing I want, man. I want to get on here with Dr. X and Bigg Stan.
You have to have Dr. X on. I actually gave him the heads up and told him that we were going to probably have to get with him on one of these segments, man, and just let the people of YouTube know just exactly who he is and what he's about.
Yes,
Yeah, shout out to my number one soul brother, Dr. X.
So I want to make sure that we put some respect on them names in the Texarkana, the Southwest Professional Wrestling Circuit.
Right on. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Again, we're doing everything possible to try to bring, the best level of professional wrestling and entertainment throughout the 4 states area. Again, shout out to the Red Bone Magic Brewery, Mr. Roger and Debbie Shepherd, the owners of Red Bone Magic Brewery, for giving us the opportunity to come in and provide professional wrestling for everyone in this area. So it's just really a good experience all the way around for us. And big shout out to my man Pack Dog here on the 3 Live stream. Shout out to the 3 Live stream for the opportunities that I've been afforded here. I'm trying to make the best of everything. And shout out to everybody again that's checking us out here on the 3 Live stream and supporting us, in every way that you can.
With those marks being said, we're going to bring this to a close with some remarks. This man is a wrestling Hall of Famer. So there needs to be respect put on that. He does leave a family behind, so there does need to be respect there. And God bless. At the end of it, if you weren't touched, how he passed on. He was in the ring talking about, when you go on, there at the end, and then he passed away 2 weeks later. And the way his wife describes it is touching. And you gotta feel. You really gotta feel for her and his family for sure.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and be more specific on when he passed. He actually passed the day after he was on Monday Night Raw, and he gave that very that inspirational and remarkable speech. That very next day is when he passed.
They said 2 weeks later on the biography.
Nah, it was that next day. He was on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, look it up. I want you to look it up. And he was on Monday Night Raw, and then that very next day. That's how crazy it was, bro.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
But what really got me was when he did his commercial, his advertisement for WWE 2K14, I think it was. When he came back into the company and he did that commercial for the video game, it didn't make sense to me until after it took a little while for me to put it together. Apparently he knew his time was coming to an end. If you go and you check out that commercial, if you've never seen it before, of course it's readily available on YouTube. Man, it was deep. I was like, wow, I couldn't.
Right here is what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. That was his final night on WWE. And the next day he passed away. The very next day.
When you have real strong personalities and entertainers and people that bring you something that's just larger than life, their energy is beyond this world. This is not the first time we've heard in this series. Hulk Hogan chronicalizes getting a text message after Roddy Piper had passed away, and the message was said, "I'm walking with Jesus, brother." Yeah, it's like Ultimate Warrior knew his time was here. It's strange too. There's an old saying. I worked on cars for decades. There's a saying that the engine runs the best before it blows up. And he carried a lot of stuff with him. He says in there a lot of anger, a chip on his shoulder. And when he let it go, it's almost like you would never think that hatred or anger is a driving force. I'm not saying that. But what happens is when you lose a little bit of that edge in the engines, the mind is like the engine. Everything was clicking to him. Everything was coming to him. Life was understandable. Everything, you know what I mean? Even I think, don't get me, I might be wrong. I think Vince said that it was nice that he, or Hogan had said it was nice that he had realized what it was all about later on, you know, and it's just like, that's it. You know, the engine runs the best before it blows up. And it's a shame, you know, as I get older, I learn things. I learn from them. I try to become wiser. And the smarter we get, it's just like Cobra Viper, aka Corey Mary. We never know when our day will be. We don't. So with that being said, I want to say that I am living the dream. I get to hang out with Bigg Stan, the wild card, Marcos, Bragg 45, Ramrod, Input, Danny. There's so many people gushing. I don't want to miss out on anybody, man, but there are so many. I will try to touch on all of them throughout all the shows. You got Cass, Banner, Bo. I'm Sardo Numspa. He's my brother, man.
Sardo.
These are all my brothers, and I'm living the dream. I get to hang out with you guys. I get to talk to you. We get to, you know, we're all in a pocket to where we're not beating each other up with stupid trivial shit, man. You know, that's just, you know, if people are giving you guys a hard time about whatever, whether it's the collecting community on Facebook and groups, whatever, man, you don't need that shit. Put it to the side, man. There's other people that'll help you out, give you some positive spin, and you can get on with shit. But that shit's negative. Get out of it, man. You don't need it.
That's not what it's about. You know, we're supposed to be having fun with this stuff, man. You know, that's what it's about. We're supposed to have fun, and you know, it's because it's entertainment, and you know, even in the aspect of our hobbies, man. You know, we're supposed to have fun with it. If we're not having fun with it, I even say the same for professional wrestling. That's my second job, so to speak. And I took a slogan from Chris Jericho, if I can say it in that fashion. I remember him saying that when wrestling's not fun to him anymore, that's when he's going to stop doing it. And I'm the same way. As soon as it's not fun to me anymore, it's over. I'm not going to.
That's right.
I'm not going to force it. You know, I'm going to leave well enough alone.
Right. We don't support any of that negativity. We don't support any disrespectfulness. We don't support any racial comments, any racial activity. There's no business for that in life. Be good with each other. Enjoy. If you can't figure out how to enjoy the things you love, reach out to somebody. Have a talk. There's somebody that can help. So I have kept my big homie over here longer than what you'd wanted. So we're going to get on out of here.
Nobody, I think everybody's going to hold out for him because they know what this means to me. You know, for me to take the time out and be able to get on here and do my thing with you, Pack Dog, the Wild Card, and Marcos, and everybody that I'm able to interact with. I met a really cool gentleman last week by the name of Magnus. Magnus is Magnus Luke Luke Crate or so, yeah.
Magnus Luke Crate, yes, he was on my show 3 Live Stream XXI. Yes, he's a funny individual, truck driver. If you guys don't know who he is, reach out to me. I'll point you in his direction. Yeah,
I gotta be sure and throw a shout out in there for him because you know it's just all about meeting people and you know just finding new friends, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, and a lot of people that I talk to just in this area, you know, including my woman, you know, they find it strange that you can find people across the internet and become good friends with them, but it's possible. You never know who you're going to become good friends with.
And like I said, shout out to Bigg Stan Harris's lady. What's up, ma'am?
Right on. I gotta make sure she sees this.
we're gonna
But
go ahead and get out of here. But before we do, sir, we have one last request from Cobra Viper, aka Corey Mary.
can we? Oh, most definitely, most
And
definitely.
we gonna get out of here. We're gonna show you the belt.
And
We're gonna put them on blast, people. I appreciate everybody showing up. It was a great time. We're gonna see you next week on the Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, bang bang. It's gonna be a barn burn. We're gonna get this thing taken care of. It's gonna be a fun one. So with
hey
that
man,
being,
the drip froze the screen this time. The drip
yeah, it
froze
did.
froze
The
the
drip
bandwidth, brother.
the drip broke his internet. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna put my man on blast, and then we're gonna roll the tape. Peace out.
All right, this one's for you, Cobra Viper. This is for everybody that's hanging out with us right here, right now. This is your championship. All right, don't y'all forget it. Until the next time, if you don't do nothing else, do what you love and love what you do. And we'll see you next week for the Mick Foley episode of the A&E Biography Review. Be sure to come and hang out with us. Until the next time, this is your big homie. And y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what to do. All right, everybody. Have an amazing weekend and take care out there. Yeah.